Ngannou versus Rozenstruik. Now, this is a real, true Clash of the Titans type fight. I mean, this is the two biggest punchers in the division by far getting up here, throwing down, right? I don't think there's many people who think that this fight is going to go the distance, okay? And you can count me in that group, all right? I don't think there's any way that these two guys get in there, start throwing their hands around, and it lasts for a full 15 minutes. Okay, so I think this is going to be a great fight. I think everybody's looking forward to it. It's not the headliner, but it's definitely one of those fights that everybody's talking about in the build-up, and everybody's looking forward to, kind of debating back and forth about what's going to happen with it. So I think this one's actually going to be really interesting. Full disclaimer, just throw it right out there. Don't think it's going to last long at all, and I think Ngannou's going to end up getting the win. And the reason is this. Rozenstruik is the more technical striker. Yes, absolutely. He's got that pro kickboxing background, and when you get in there and you look at him, he throws shorter shots. They're a little bit sharper. They're more crisp. They're more measured. Like, you can tell he's definitely the more polished technical striker. Ngannou, on the other hand, is more explosive. He's more athletic. He takes more risks. And honestly, I think he's got faster hands. Even though he throws wider shots, I think he's got faster hands. And I think that he throws from different platforms. He can throw off balance. He goes around blocks and things like that. I just think he's more unpredictable in a way because he's not as technical, because he hasn't learned as much following the rules, so to speak, and learning like a traditional way of striking. He's a little bit more new. He does some things that are a little bit more awkward. The angles are a little bit different. You know, the way he came around against Dos Anjos, Dos Anjos missed that big overhand right, turned his back to him, and the guy came around from the back and caught him with a beautiful shot on the chin. So I think he's gonna. I think things like that are gonna help him. Are actually gonna make the difference. The explosiveness, the athletic ability, I think is gonna end up being the difference, right? I think he's gonna come in. He's gonna land a hellacious leg shot, right? That seems to be the thing. He landed him against a couple against Dos Anjos, and he landed him against Blades. I think he's gonna come in. Rozenstruik's patient. And I think Dos Anjos, I think Ngannou's going to come in. He'll be able to land an explosive leg shot against him. He showed against Blades the way he was able to, like, mix in some feints. He paused with the jab a little bit to gauge distance. You know, I mean, he came into the UFC and he goes on this, you know, gets these big knockouts. Then all of a sudden he gets exposed against Stipe. Gets in that snoozer fight, and then he rattles off some more knockouts, and I think that was a big learning experience for him. And when he comes out now, you can see it. He's a little bit more patient, right? He realizes he needs to set these shots up a little bit more. He doesn't fall in love with his power quite as much as he used to. Okay, so he comes out, paused with the jab a little bit, mixes up a few feints in there to throw a guy off balance before he lands his shot. Always looking for the shot. Right, everybody knows he's got that big right hand, okay, but he throws combinations as well. So Ngannou's really good in that regard. You mix that with the explosiveness, the faster hands, the athletic ability. I think Rozenstruik's just a little bit too patient. He waits a little bit too much. He keeps his head up, his chin, you know, it's on the center line, and his chin's up, particularly when he throws with the right hand. Even though they both have just such ridiculous power that whoever lands first, right? Whoever lands that clean, solid shot first, it's really going to be the difference. And in this one, I got to go with Ngannou, right? I think that's what's going to carry the day for him. So I think he comes out with the knockout victory. I wouldn't bet on this fight, first and foremost, because anything can happen when you got guys with ridiculous power like this. There's just too many variables. I wouldn't advise betting on it. I'm just saying, I think the way it all is going to play out, the way everything is going to play out, I'm going to go with Ngannou. I think he ends up getting it done, but either way, it should end up just being like a ridiculous finish. I don't even think it'll get out of the first round. I think this one's going to be quick. There'll be just a few exchanges. and that's going to be it. Somebody's going to get caught, and it's going to be game over. So it'll be good as long as it lasts.